everyone, it's Jordan, and today I'm going to be doing a new original book tag. This tag is going to be called, as you see from the title of this video, is the 90s Disney book tag. Since you guys know I'm a big Disney fan since I was a kid, if you haven't been on my channel for a while, I talked about Disney a lot, and I've done like 2 Disney-related book tags in the past. One was the Aladdin Broadway book tag, which I originally created, which I'll link down below. I tag everybody in this tag, and if you miss it, go ahead and do that. And the regular Disney book tag. And since I was born in the 90s, that's why I'm wearing a Being a Beast shirt, as you can see. I decided to create a Disney book tag that's dedicating to the ones from the 90s. So let's get started. The first question is, The Rescuers Down Under, your favorite sequel or duology? I would have picked the Daughter of the Pirate King, but I didn't read the second book yet, which I'm dying to read. But I decided to pick Scarlet from the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. I honestly can't, I just love the series so much that I'm like, I don't know which book is my favorite, so I think Scarlet is like my favorite so far, and I'm currently reading Crafts as this video's going up, and I'm loving it so far. So yeah, this is my favorite sequel so far. The next question is Being a Beast, a book that you bought because of its beautiful cover. And there's so many books that I bought because of a beautiful cover, but today I picked Song of the Currents by Sarah Tolscher. I just love the cover of this book, plus because of the moon and the water that's reflecting on it. I just love the book cover, plus the synopsis grabbed my interest. Plus, I just love this cover because of I just love the cover, so I say this is the most beautiful cover that I own. The third question is Aladdin. Pick 3 books that are as your 3 wishes. There are so many books that I want, but the 3 books I'm thinking of on top of my head is Say Witch by Sarah Heading, Beast, A Tale of Love and Revenge by Lisa Jansen, and Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. Yeah. I just want to read those books since I've heard like for Sky in the Deep, the story grabbed my interest the most because it's like, why would someone's sibling would join the dark side? Plus, the 2 other books I mentioned is my most anticipated releases of the year, especially when the Beast, A Tale of Love and Revenge is coming out close to my birthday, so I'm like, I gotta have it. And then Sea Witch is a retelling of The Little Mermaid but told by the Sea Witch's point of view, which really grabbed my interest. So those are the 3 books that I picked as my 3 wishes. The fourth question is The Lion King, a book that is a retelling. The reason I said that is because The Lion King is technically a retelling of Hamlet, and I could have picked any of the retellings that I really enjoyed, but recently I picked a book that I've recently enjoyed, which is The Neverland Wars by Audrey Greathouse. This is a different Peter Pan retelling that I've read in the past, and I loved it because this world is so different. It's because parents are protecting their children from Peter Pan, which technically Peter Pan's a real person in this story, and I just loved the concept of this book, a war between Neverland and reality. So I'm like, this is one of the best books that I've read so far this year, that I had to pick this book because of that. And it's a great Peter Pan retelling. The fifth question is a Goofy movie, a book that made you laugh. I've laughed so much when I've read this book, which is The Upside Down Recreated by Becky Albertelli. I just love the book. The main character is so funny, especially. I just cannot stop laughing the whole time. And plus, I love the romance between the 2 characters, and I can relate Molly so much because I had a bunch of crushes when I was in high school, so I was like, this book was written about my high school life, so I'm like, yeah, I definitely love it because of that, and I highly recommend it. And I did spoiler-free review of this in the past, and then I'll also link it down below so you guys can check it out. The sixth question is Pocahontas, a book about a historical figures or a book that features historical figures. I have not read this book, but I picked The Da Vinci's Tiger by L.M. Eliot. I love Da Vinci because he's like one of my favorite artists besides Vincent van Gogh, and I wanted to read this book because I love the Renaissance since I've read so many Shakespeare plays, and I was like, I love Da Vinci is a great artist. That's just my opinion, but I definitely want to read it sometime soon because like I want to know what the book is actually about. All I know is it's historical fiction that takes place in the Renaissance, so I definitely want to dive on in because of that. The seventh question is The Hunchback of Notre Dame, a character that has been in the dark for so long, and I picked Scarlet and Tella from Caraval by Stephanie Garber. They had, from what I've read of Caraval, Scarlet and Tella's, from what I've read, Scarlet and Tella's father is abusive, and that's why Scarlet's been writing a letter to Legends, the guy from Caraval for so long, writing letters to Legend to be invited to Caraval for so long, and I was like, that's pretty dark from a character, so I'm like, or from the character's perspective of what's going on around her, so I was like, I honestly don't blame Scarlet for trying to give her and her sister a better life because of her father's abuse, so that's why I loved Caraval so much, because Scarlet's willing to make hers and her sister's life better. The seventh question is Hercules, a character that went from an underdog to a hero, and I picked Neville from the Harry Potter series. It's like, I really can't explain a lot because I was like, I had to agree with everybody who said about Neville because he was an underdog when he was first introduced in Harry Potter, but as he goes on he becomes a true hero of the story, so I'm like, yeah, I honestly agree with everybody who thinks Neville was a true hero in Harry Potter. I must have miscounted what question I had, but the next one is Mulan, a character who sacrificed for their family member, and I picked Katniss from the Hunger Games because she sacrificed by volunteering to take her sister's place in the reaping. I just love Katniss because of that, because I would do the same thing for my sister, so yeah. And the last question is Tarzan, a book that brings you to the wild side. I have trouble answering this question because I had my boyfriend and my family to help me out picking the prompts for this book tag because I was so passionate about this book tag, but I had to pick Ready Player One by Ernest Cline because I just think any dystopian novels, like things that happen, are so wild and crazy because like in this book everybody's competing for the original creator of the Oasis fortune since he passed away and he doesn't have a living relative, so the contest is crazy, and I think that's kind of wild to me, so yeah, that's like the only answer. So that's all for the 90s Disney book tag. I'm going to be taking a bunch of people, and if you're not tagged, it does not mean I didn't tag you, I just couldn't think of any other people. I'm tagging Liv from Read by Liv, Rebecca from Hummingbird Books, Megan from Bookish Megan, and I can't think of any others, but and the whole list of people that I'm going to be tagging for this tag will be linked down below. And if you enjoy this video, give us a thumbs up and comment down below some of your favorite Disney movies from the 90s because, as you can see, my favorite is Beauty and the Beast. And if you want to follow me on social media, I have Facebook under Lost Reader, and I have Twitter and Instagram on Lost Reader 19. I also have Goodreads, which I'll link down below. And if you don't want to miss any of my new videos, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!